Sometimes healing doesn't come with loud signs. It doesn't always show in big gestures or dramatic changes. Often, it's quiet, subtle, the little shifts in how someone lives, reacts, and feels. In this video, we're going to look at 6 subtle signs that show a person is truly healing from the inside out. If you've noticed these in yourself or someone you care about, it's a powerful reminder that real growth is happening, often in ways you might not even notice at first. 1. They're not overreacting. When a person is healing, you'll notice something very small but very powerful. They stop reacting like the whole world is falling apart. Earlier, even a tiny comment or a small inconvenience could make them angry or upset. They would take everything personally. But now, they pause. They take a breath. They think before they respond. It's not that life has suddenly become easy, it's that they have become stronger. They've learned that not every situation deserves a big emotional reaction. They don't waste their energy proving themselves, fighting unnecessary battles, or responding to every negative thing. Instead of reacting instantly, they choose to respond calmly. And this calmness isn't weakness, it's growth. It's a sign that their heart is healing and their mind is becoming more stable. Because when someone finally understands their value, they stop letting small things disturb their peace. 2. They're procrastinating less. Another subtle sign someone is healing is that they stop delaying everything. Before, they would avoid tasks, even simple ones, not because they were lazy, but because their mind felt heavy. When you're stressed, sad, or emotionally tired, even small tasks feel like mountains. But healing changes that. Slowly, they begin to do things on time. They start with little steps, cleaning their room, replying to messages, finishing work without forcing themselves. They don't wait for the perfect mood anymore, they just get things done. This happens because their mind is becoming clearer. They're not running away from responsibilities now. They have more energy, more focus, and more control. Procrastination becomes less frequent because they are no longer overwhelmed inside. When someone starts choosing action over avoidance, that's a quiet but powerful sign that they're healing and getting their life back on track. 3. They're taking care of the basics. One of the clearest signs a person is healing is when they start taking care of the simple things again. When someone is hurting or mentally exhausted, even the basics feel difficult. Eating on time, drinking water, cleaning their room, taking a shower, fixing their sleep, all of it feels heavy. But as they begin to heal, these small routines slowly come back. They start making their bed in the morning. They drink more water without forcing themselves. They remember to take a shower. They try to eat better, and they sleep at a more normal time. These things may look small from the outside, but on the inside, they are huge victories. Because healing isn't always about big changes. It's about getting back the ability to care for your own body and mind. It's when a person says, "I deserve to feel better," and starts showing it through small daily actions. When someone starts handling the basics again, that's a very real sign they're rebuilding their strength. 4. They're setting and sticking to boundaries. A big sign someone is healing is when they learn to protect their peace by setting boundaries and actually following them. Before healing, they might have said yes to everything, even when it hurt them. They didn't want to upset anyone. They didn't want to lose people, so they allowed things that made them uncomfortable. But healing teaches them something important. Their time, their energy, and their feelings matter. So now they start saying no without feeling guilty. They walk away from conversations that drain them. They refuse to let people treat them badly. They don't let others cross lines that hurt their mental health. And the best part? They don't explain themselves too much anymore. They don't beg for understanding. They're not scared of losing people who don't respect their boundaries. They finally understand that protecting their peace is more important than keeping everyone happy. When a person starts choosing themselves and respecting their own limits, it shows they're healing and becoming emotionally stronger. 5. They're socializing more. When someone is healing, you'll notice they slowly start coming out of their shell again. During difficult times, people often pull away from everyone. They avoid calls, ignore messages, and isolate themselves because talking feels tiring and being around people feels overwhelming. But healing changes that. They begin to reply messages, they pick up calls, they talk a little more, laugh a little more, and show up when someone invites them. Not because they suddenly became an extrovert, but because their heart feels lighter, their mind feels safer. They start enjoying conversations again. They feel comfortable being around people who give them good energy. They're not forcing themselves to be social, they simply want connection again. This small shift from isolation to interaction is a very gentle but powerful sign of healing. It shows that they're rebuilding trust, confidence, and emotional strength one conversation at a time. 6. They start expressing more. When someone is healing, you'll notice they begin opening up in ways they didn't before. Earlier, they kept everything inside, their feelings, their worries, their disappointments, not because they didn't want to talk, but because they felt misunderstood, scared, or simply too tired to explain what was happening inside them. But healing brings safety. Slowly, they start sharing their thoughts again. They talk about their day, their feelings, their dreams, their boundaries, and sometimes even their pain. They begin to trust that their voice matters. They feel comfortable being honest without fearing judgment. You'll notice they express their emotions in healthy ways. They communicate instead of exploding. They ask for what they need, they explain when something hurts them, and they allow themselves to be vulnerable again. This doesn't mean they overshare everything. It just means they finally feel free enough to express themselves. And that freedom, being able to speak without fear, is one of the most beautiful signs that someone is truly healing.